to not hard lead, nope. That was just one of the maps they were talking about. And we dive into Sidetracked, as we have in the bottom right-hand side. The Blue Zerg player from Dragon, Kaisi Gaming. This is Dark. Taking on our red Terran in the top left-hand corner. This is ByuN from the Shopify Rebellion. This map has train tracks! What was that other map that used to have train tracks on it? Was it Eastwatch? Is that a map name that is familiar to you guys? Yeah, Eastwatch LE. I think that map had train tracks on it as well. That was a map from, I want to say 2018-ish? There or thereabouts. About 5 years ago now. Yeah. Alright, well, yeah, the train tracks. Where can we go? We can go over here. There's nothing over there. Oh, this is the Monster Energy docking station. Oh my god, there's Monster Energy everywhere. We can take the train tracks. Oh, gold minerals. Okay, where are they going to go to? Oh, these speed bumps. Interesting. Alright. Oh god. Left or right, guys? Okay, let's go left. Oh, top or bottom. Oh, there's a crash cart over there. That's not good. This one looks as though it's going to lead into the Oblivion. So let's maybe go. Let's go down this way. This seems like a safe path. Oh. Huh. Huh. Guys, maybe you should have... We need some track maintenance. I think we need some track maintenance, guys. Oh, no. That's, I thought we were going the safe direction, man. These gold carts have no idea what's about to happen. Maybe this was the safest way, because the train's actually stopped over here. Yeah. Well, no surprise, ByuN is going to take a wall off and build Reapers on the low ground. That is ByuN in every sense of the way. As we get this going. Yeah, on Sidetracked. Yeah, another one of our new maps. When it said, when it was called Sidetracked, I wondered if there was I didn't think it was gonna have actual train tracks on it, but actually that's kind of cool. Oh, again, maps are cool, aren't they? StarCraft is cool. We have so many fun different maps and potential. It's very cool. Are the tracks from the campaign? They're definitely from co-op, right? There's definitely tracks in co-op, probably in campaign as well, right? I got sidetracked talking about hard lead. Oh, you guys are on Fear Dragon level of puns right now. Beautiful. Somewhere in his bed at 6:45 a.m. in the morning in California, Fear Dragon is stirring awake as he hears puns being made in a Twitch chat near him. Maybe he's loving it. He's probably already seen the TLMC finalists and made like literally an essay about all the puns we can make about all the names of the map, just in case they end up in the map pool in the future. He probably has that preparation already made. People always say, you know, Fear Dragon, does he do any prep for events? Does he ever show up and understand the meta and all this? Well, no, because he spends all of his time preparing puns. I actually don't think he has to prepare them. They just come naturally. Man, this map has all the Monster Energy sponsors on it. There's Monsters logos everywhere. Once again, the money's worth here on Sidetrack. They're going to want to see this map more. As we do just have Reactor and Reactor Tech Lab on the way up. So 3 racks going to go pretty aggressive beyond this. ByuN does these kind of aggressive builds a lot of the time. As the Reapers currently sit on the other side and not active just yet, as we do see a Baneling Nest from Dark. Ling's on the way. Big thing ByuN is doing at the moment is delaying Dark from getting a 3rd base, so doing a very good job of that. Here are the Reapers using some very good grenades. Are they stuck in a corner here? I feel like they are. But with grenades, you can still trade pretty well because the Lings spend so much time up in the sky. It's kind of ridiculous, like, how good you can make these Reapers be. I mean, that should have, by all intents and purposes, been terrible, and it's equal resources lost. ByuN does have units at home to defend behind a wall, unless Dark Baneling busts the depot. That's when there is some serious trouble, as this is going to be... Oh, not a dead Overlord. Don't lift the barracks. No, that's not a wall-off anymore, right? Maybe it is. I was thinking maybe south of Reactor wasn't a wall-off anymore, I was thinking. It might not have been. I mean, a lot of Banes, but Dark seems to know that he just wants to Baneling bust through ByuN right here and just say, I'm going to come straight in And then you really will have an issue for not having enough units. Marines obviously going to be producing at the front. They might be caught off guard. ByuN is already pulling back towards the main. But he is going to get... Oh my... Okay. I was going to say, he's going to get a wall up. He needs to target fire these banelings down. That's what he's been trying to do, but failing to do, unfortunately. It's not often you see ByuN's micro failing him, but this one just wasn't quite perfect. A couple more Banes morphing in. I think this was holdable for ByuN, as it's still very committed from Dark, but obviously at this point you just spam more units. Extra banelings really become impossible to deal with, I think, with the lack of units that ByuN has. Yeah, even just hitting Marines low is a big deal for the extra reinforcing lings. It is held. You know, the attack is done and ByuN is not out of the game, but the supplies are starting to be very, very far apart from each other, as that is not going to wall off in time. These lings just going to run through and find just the easy pickings, right? As enough lings should be able to jump on these Marines that are going to have some SCVs at least pulling with them, but the numbers are not there. Even with Stim, obviously, it's just not going to really matter. And you're losing SCVs to be able to try and hold on here as well. At this point, you have already lost too many, unfortunately, for ByuN. And Dark has just had enough of ByuN's nonsense, man. He's just going to go straight down to business if ByuN keeps on doing these Reaper builds. That's what it felt like yesterday when we covered ESL Open Korea. That's what it feels like today as GG is called, and Dark is going to waste no time. He doesn't... Zergberger, thank you so much for the 9-month resub, and Karloff, thank you so much for the 23-month resub as well. Really appreciate it. Thanks for the generosity. Thanks for the support. And we will have a look around the map in just 1 second, guys. Yeah, right now we're just chilling in the corner. Give me 1 moment. Bottom right-hand side, blue Terran player is going to be down a game. It is ByuN. In the top left, our red Zerg is Dark. Have to see that map again. Yeah, obviously a shame when maps are short, but I think that map's got a lot of potential. It seems kind of cool. We'll have to see a longer game on it a bit further down the line, perhaps. What's my favorite SE2 map of all time? That's a good one. I don't know if I necessarily have a favorite map of all time. I know that's a boring answer, but I feel like any answer I give isn't even necessarily going to be a favorite. It's just a map that I have a bit of nostalgia for. I remember from like a certain game or something. Obviously, may be a fair enough reason for it to be my favorite, but I wouldn't. I'm trying to think of a map that really gave us just like really good games. That wasn't like. That also didn't give us loads of like really long stalematey games. King Sejong's the biggest nostalgia for you. I used to like. Okay, I used to like Neoplanet S. I used to think that map was very cool. Frozen Temple, I have some good memories on as well. Ulrena? Someone woke up chosen to be evil today, didn't they? That map was wild. I love that that map was just the most ridiculous map of all time. But also, like, if you got past the first 5 minutes, it was impossible to attack each other on. Even worse, it was in the tank evac era, so you could just lift up your tanks and just fly across the map, and oh my goodness. What were we doing? You guys remember that game? Was it Life against Innovation? Where, like, was it Life? I'm not sure. But there was, like, a single Ling that killed, like, 8 or 9 SCVs of Innovation on his natural. Like, a single Ling while Innovation was attacking is what I remember. I don't know if it was Life. It was somebody, though. That did happen. I can confirm. Ohana was awesome. See, Ohana was cool, but, like, to me, Ohana was just a Mortal Sentry all-in map, so... Yeah. That's what I mean, like, I feel like Ohana, like, a lot of people loved Ohana because it's like, Ohana means family, and that was a good meme, but, like... I like, in terms of gameplay, I wasn't super crazy on Ohana. You guys remember Belshia Beach? That was a ridiculous map. I always remember every time I tried to host Belshia Beach, there was like a different version of it, like the beach version, winter version. I could never host it up correctly. There was like so many, like back in the day, there was just so many different versions of maps as well, because there was like the MLG version and the IPL version, and they would all have like something slightly different on them, and there was the GSL, like, because there was we played GSL Daybreak for a long time, for example, right? Before we got Daybreak LE. Cloud Kingdom, yeah, Cloud Kingdom's a classic. Remember when we did the Wings of Liberty Elimu League last year and we played like Cloud Kingdom and those other old Wings of Liberty maps? Oh, that was awesome. Every time people talk about Wings of Liberty, I seem to remember Nurture versus, I think it was Grubby on Cloud Kingdom. No, not Wings of Liberty. When I think about Cloud Kingdom, I seem to think of Nurture versus Grubby on Cloud Kingdom. And I seem to think about Nurture for getting to Stars +3 melee upgrade and the casters going absolutely ballistic about it. That's what I remember. That's, for some reason, what just instantly comes to mind when I think of Cloud Kingdom. Obviously, there's so many pivotal moments in StarCraft history on that map, like Marine King's 4 racks into mech that Apollo called. The sickest call of all time, aka Apollo accidentally saw a replay of Marine King doing it, and he was like, oh, I think he's going to play mech off 4 racks. Yeah. Oh, StarCraft history. Raven Stimpack on the way up. Raven's obviously not super normal for TVZ, but we have seen it mixed in here and there now that it's a little bit more affordable to mix in. Let's just see our lair coming up, a few extra drones coming in. Tail Nest on the way out, going to be finishing up soon. It's going to be a pretty safe build from Dark here so far. He leads the series 1-0, best of 3 only today. All the way throughout our group stages, it'll be best of 3. So we basically got a week full of best of 3s until we get to the weekend. That's when those juicy best of 5s are going to start on up. You guys remember Tal'Darim Altar? That map was terrible. That was 4-Gate City. Well, PvP was kind of always 4-Gate City, but like that really was like 4-Gate City. Remember Tal'Darim Altar when it has rocks on the 3rd as well? That was my favorite part. Like, it was just like, hey, we're going to put rocks on the 3rd. And it's like, what do they achieve? It's like, well, you can't take a super fast 3rd base. In the meta when nobody took a 3rd base until like 15 minutes. So it's like, what do these rocks actually achieve? Absolutely nothing. Apart from saying to Zerg players, an absolute you. Like whoever put the rocks on that 3rd on Tal'Darim Altar really got cheesed the crap out of them by Zergs. And they were just like, nope. Well, I mean, I guess that doesn't make sense though, right? Because then the Zergs would have cheesed them more if they could only have 2 bases. Yeah. Worst map, Pride of Altaris. Pride should have never been a ladder map, honestly. Moonlight Madness, was that an in-base map? Now you've got me interested. ByuN coming across the map and hitting a bit of a timing here. It is going to come on through. Oh god, Moonlight Madness, that map sucked. Yeah, that was not good. Marines do come up, and we are going to be seeing our banelings continue to wander down. Marines load up, and away we go. 3 drones killed. Good defense from Dark. Nice little push in from ByuN. Comes out into a pretty reasonable position. What about Foxtrot Caverns? That was a ridiculous map where you could spawn top left, bottom right, or top right, bottom left, and it was a different Foxtrot Lab, sorry. And the map was different based on which one you got, and it was also huge. There was actually a lot of maps that were just ridiculously big that made it onto ladder that just sucked. That nobody remembers anymore. Was there one called no, that's not the one I'm thinking of. There's been some just massive maps in the past that have just made it onto ladder. It's just been freaking terrible. Anyways, Marines coming through. ByuN has got a siege tank here this time around, utilizing the low ground here on Golden Aura with this tank to hit up onto that base. That is obviously something to note about taking this left side base. Tanks can, utilize the ledge. Terran players love stuff like this, and that's exactly what ByuN's going to use right here. That's why we love inviting ByuN to the TLMCs. He's so good at seeing maps for the first time and really putting strategies to use and taking advantage of the maps almost immediately. ByuN absolutely loves that stuff. As you do see Lings, Banes continuing forward. You see the Marines having to lift up over here as well, getting out. The rest of the Ling Bane moving around. Queen's coming through. Hatcheries also continuing to build. 5 drones going down. ByuN's also one of these players that every time I do a TLMC, he always messages me. He's like, hey, can I have the map list, for this match? And I'm like, not really. I make it up at the time. And he's like, no, I want the maps. If he gets to playoffs, he's like, I want the maps to practice. So it always turns out that when we get to the playoffs and you're playing ByuN in the playoffs, he asks for the map list. So I make the map list ahead of time and I send it to ByuN and his opponent, so it is fair. It's not like his opponent doesn't get the map list. But usually we just give the map list before the game start. But ByuN always asks to have it nice in advance. If you want to have that much passion, then I'll give you that much passion back, bro. Dave Testa, thank you so much for the £8 donation. I completely missed the message. I think he said, great job. You rock. Something like that. Do I have a stream? Give me a moment, mate. I'll open my dashboard. I think it said Wardy's still grinding after doing a great job at, I assume, ESL maybe? Hang on, let me get to my dashboard. Why is my dashboard gone? There we go. This game is interesting. Sorry, guys. I'm going very off topic with the whole map discussion and everything. Like the blue and yellow. It's a good looking map, isn't it? Good looking map. Marines come out. Ling's getting pushed around. And we do a little bit busy for the moment. ByuN a little bit more passive though, right? It's not as crazy busy. A Dave Tester, 8 £8 donation, still grinding after the SCG Masters, everything else, and TLMC. Thanks, mate. Appreciate the donation, mate. Thank you so much for supporting the stream today. As our Marine's gonna grab a queen, couple drones gonna lift up. Tanks are abandoned though. ByuN will try and save, but I think it's just too far gone, and obviously that kind of dive back toward the tanks delayed him from potentially just going up in toward the main base, so that was kind of a mistake, honestly, from ByuN, because then maybe he could have dropped in the main and done something. Ultra Cavern finished already from Dog, who's been under pressure this entire time, but it's just still been teching up nicely. I've done, obviously, with the Ultra Cavern finished, and yeah, that is a big factor. That is a big feature of this. Let's see this hatchery still being brought online too. Creep spread was limited for a long time with the activity that ByuN had on the game, but now, oh, we're going to see the ramp hill. Yeah, he was limited a long time with the kind of activity that ByuN had, but now he is starting to push that creep further out as ByuN has to explore different attacking options. So Dark getting that set up, always difficult to get your set creep going a bit later in the game. I love that it's just described as a ramp hill. Like, it's exactly what it is. It's a hill made of 2 ramps, but it's kind of fun. A little bit of an up and a down straight away. Marines over here will not have a good time against an Ultralisk, and ByuN will have to be quick, and he is quick to lift up and to evacuate away. Take a push in the center where he is carving out a bit of the creep spread to have a bit of a better time. Because the creep still remains, even if you don't have vision off that creep right now, it will still give you the speed boost. I was going to say that Widowmine might be terrifying, but it was actually okay for ByuN. As Dog continues to run on into this, the Bioforce is going to lift up once again and boost away. Now Medivacs into the main base. Marines are going to come stimming forward, knocking down an Overlord. Spawning pool, and now the Ultra Cavern in trouble. Ultra Cavern's a decent target because you're not only knocking down the potential to build more Ultras, Anabolic Synthesis is a decent upgrade. That's Overlord, Ultraless speed on creep. That does oftentimes make a bit of a difference as well, so definitely a cool one. Bio simming across, some Lings going to run in here. The Bio is going to probably have to lift up away from these Lings, though it's a few too many. ByuN does have maxed out supply, and Dark is trailing a little bit at the moment then, so as a factor, as our Lings continue through, Bio continues to drop off, and you're not going to get a Queen. The rest of these Lings, the Bane coming around as well. Medivac's going to take a turn back out down to the bottom side. Bio unloading, Baneling's crashing in, other Lings coming through with the fungal growth as well. It's actually a nice cleanup from Dark. That's going to make things go a little bit better for him, a little bit more quickly. Infestors, Lings, Infestors a nice addition as well. Of course, we can't build any new Ultralisks. We mentioned that Ultra Cavern going down. It's not been replaced yet. It's about halfway done. Burrow coming up as well, so Dog going to try and utilize that. Infestors can obviously utilize Burrow nicely. Some Burrowed Banelings could be an option. We only have 9 Banes on the map at the moment. We kill this hatchery, so picking that off. Widowmine gets a decent chunk of Lings as well towards the tail end of that. And these Medivacs just going to go chilling up to the top for a couple moments too, just waiting for their opportunity to maybe make a reappearance. As Infestors looking around. Dangerous if they get scanned, but amazing if they pop up out of nowhere and drop Fungals. He actually fungled behind the army as well to ensure it couldn't run back and away out of there immediately. Two more Lings being picked off. Baneling will go down. Another huge fungal. Do we have one more? We did. Oh, nasty. Absolutely disgusting fungal growths all over the Terran forces. Oh, God. That was just another one. Maybe not as devastating as the previous, but still pretty heckin' good. As Dark is, well, that's a way to swing the supplies. That was like 30, 40 supply of ByuN going down. Look at this supply graph. They're just disgusting. All of a sudden, the Terran losing so much here. And ByuN gets caught by Dark's Infestors. They turned out to be an amazing investment. This time we dropped the EMP. Now those Infestors are a little bit more like sitting ducks. These few Banes will go down, but Dark has the numbers to hit on the right side at the same time, so he will do exactly that, and a Widowmine shot to lead into a few of those Zerglings as well. Things just continue to flood through to the bottom side, coming in from everywhere. SCVs continue to take some damage. 8, 9, 10 workers going down. I mean, Dog's taking a bit of damage himself, but ByuN is not currently stopping this onslaught. Arrives at his base. He is just all go, go, go. And I think that's the issue, is that Dog's going to be able to find maybe a base over here. If not a good amount of SCVs, unless the Widowmine does serious work, which it started out doing. Widowmines continue to go off. The Ultras continue to go down. Medivacs will load up. Ultra's going to come up the ramp. Just going to be seen. Now Infestor. Going to drop another fungal growth. Another fungal going down. It's actually going to kill the Medivac. Man, the fungals have been incredible. Like, the fungals have actually been insanely good this game for Dark. That's the benefit, I guess, of playing a lot of TVZs where you use fungals more often than anybody else. Oftentimes ending up in situations where he gets a couple of cheeky infestors out to see what he can do. You know, Karma Collins, thank you so much for the 30-month resub. Welcome back as Dark is being pushed up this left-hand side. We do have another fungal. This one is not quite as disgusting as some of the previous. We are getting rid of some of those Ultras. ByuN is somehow making a stand in this game still. Refusing to die as this hatchery goes low, but will not fall. On the right side, those Ling, I mean, this is the problem. As much as a stand ByuN makes over here, and for whatever good he does, he's still in a position where defending at home is almost an impossibility. And that is the biggest problem of all, I think, that these Lings just keep on getting in over here. And ByuN's base is obviously being ripped down at this point. He is really on a very limited amount of units compared to what you really kind of need to have at this stage. Dark is, I guess, losing that left side base hurts his economy a little bit. We look at income. Dark is mining so much more, and that's just how much of the Terran economy he's just mined as well. I think that's where he wins out, because unless ByuN can keep up endless pressure, which seems really unrealistic, you know, unless there's endless pressure, I don't really see anything else coming through from this. A couple Lings going down. We have a couple Liberators still building. Marauder, Marines coming through. Spore Crawler coming up. Widowmine goes down as well. Another SCV gets picked off. Baneling Nally reaching a few SCVs, looking to go deep there. Well, yeah, in the game settling, I really think is... I mean, ByuN's doing a good job of resetting a lot of his bases, but I do think the longer this game settles, the better it is for Dark. Maybe he's going to get energy back on those Infestors as well. That was kind of becoming an issue a bit further down the line, where it was like the Infestors didn't have energy to keep on casting. So obviously getting some energy back on those is good. I mean, Ghosts pretty much always have energy, so waiting around for those to gather energy makes no difference. Yo, Basika, thank you so much for the 23-month resub on the Prime. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Am I covering all the group matches today? Maybe. So we're covering all of Group A. At least we're going to try to. I do have something of a deadline because I have a meeting tonight, and I have to do a 3-hour sponsor stream as well before that comes around. So I have to start the sponsor stream at a certain time. So it depends. I mean, we've had long games, which makes me think if we have more long games, it's very possible that no, we don't cover it all. But we will cover the majority of Group A no matter what, obviously. It just kind of depends on some of the length of some of the other games, basically. Some of the other games are long, we may not get it all. If some of them are short, we'll probably be able to do them all still. Keep you guys up to date on that. Yo, Supperific Gar, thank you so much for the 13-month resub. A few moments of ByuN. Just 9 base in the top right. More Ultras are still popping out here from Dark. He's maxed. But ByuN is not far behind him. He's on 175 supply. which when you tell me and you consider everything that's gone down here, I'm kind of amazed by. Resources lost still in ByuN's favor too, and I know Terran trades efficiently in TVZ. But when you've seen some of the fungals and some of the trades Dark got off of the fungals, it is kind of bonkers to me that efficiency is still kind of like in play here. That is wild. Things run over. We do see a couple snipes coming down on that Ultra. The Bio will load back into the Medivacs. Massive Ling run by down the right side. Ling Bane Ultra here as well. Going to jump onto a bunch of SCVs. Surrounding a couple of command centers. Our Ultras will be going down. Lings, Banes, Ultras continuing through. Planetary Fortress going to get knocked down as well. We do see a fungal. Oh! It's a huge fungal. He blinding clouded too, so the units couldn't fight while fungal. That's actually an amazing combo. Dark is still, I mean, he's killing all the SCVs in the world. But he's not quite breaking ByuN down. ByuN is just about doing enough to stay in this game, and I have to say that's very impressive. Not sure what Doc's saying. Hey, Bangson. Someone can translate. Probably like, how the hell are you still alive? If I was Doc, that's the question I'd be asking, because it is a bit ridiculous at this point. Marines coming around the left side. We do have a few more Lings continue to go down as well. We do have ourselves the army pushing through the center. A couple more Banes will be morphing in. We've got the couple Ultras backing it up. Infestors, Lings, Banes all coming through. This army pushing down to the south, and we will get rid of a few more Banelings as well. I still feel like my instinct's telling me that Doc should be winning this game. Like, I'm the first person to kind of jump on the ByuN hype train and to be excited, but I do not believe he's going to truly be able to turn this game around from A, what it was, and even B, what it still is now. But the one thing Doc's army sucks at is actually ending the game. Right? Fungals are all well and good for creating some big fights, but for ending the game, they do nothing. Ultra's terrible at ending games. And Dark sits up 46 workers, and yet does not have an army supply lead right now. As the base is all very spread out here. We all can see Dark taking the gold base bottom left. This is a mirror symmetry, diagonal mirror symmetry. Oh god, I'm gonna stop talking about the symmetry. But basically, bottom left is a gold and top right is a blue base, so if you can take the gold in your favor, that is generally nice. Obviously, if you have it for a little while, it mines out nice and quickly too. We're going to knock down the Overseer, which means that the Ghost can be safe until a fungal growth gets dropped on them. Another Widow Mine shot cleans out a bunch more Lings as well. Infestor's just going to drop a fungal, just going to turn around. A couple of snipes coming in. I'm just going to be seeing the Lings continuing over. Marines still taking damage. Ultras are still coming around. Gun supply is still bad, but it's mostly in his worker count. His army itself might be able to at least have a final standstill. I would go as far as to say probably will have a final standstill, quite frankly. Seems inevitable at this point as a little bunch more Lean Bane starts up. We're going to see that Neural Parasite even. Just some other way to use the Infestors. I'm not even sure what you want in Neural at this point. It's going to be an instant catch on that first Infestor, but we are going to have the Ling Ultra taking a bit of a dive forward. This Widow Mine is going to be massive. Oh, it dies. Oh, the Fungals are huge, and the Widow Mine goes on the Overseer above the Bio units, so they get splashed while already in the Fungal. I mean, you gotta say that ByuN's continued enthusiasm for this game has been incredible, because it really felt like he was down and out. I mean, I feel like I've been talking about the death of ByuN for about 10 plus minutes. He really made something special out of this, and honestly doing a great job. Dark even microing Ultras back as they're taking hits off these Bio units. ByuN hides in a corner. That works until the Banelings show up, which is around about now. ByuN's gonna lift off, but it's not like you can really just go and drop into the, well, I mean, main base when the units are there, but actually Dark didn't chase into the main straight away. He's just going to be happy breaking down the natural, apparently, and ByuN's going to scan top right and see that Dark has a base there as well. That has only just come up, but maybe more of like a how dead am I scan, like if I hold this, am I still okay? Or maybe just is it even, you know, is it a base that's there? Is it worth setting a lip here? Because he is going to get that sieged up. Like I say, ByuN will absolutely fight until the very bitter end. He's sending up libs on a couple different bases and just finding any opportunity to keep this game alive at the moment. Lings still in production. A few more banelings coming in as well. Come around this right-hand side with a little bit of that bio, and the rest of our Ling Ultra Force taking position here. You can see our Lings continue to stream on forward. We do have a couple of Overseers flying overhead. I do not think ByuN will have enough here, even with good Widowmine shots, and he does decide it's finally time to give the series to Dark. I say give, but I mean, geez, I mean, he really fought for it.